Hello, good afternoon to all our audience, and I hope everybody's safe at home and taking all the safety precautions for people who are going at work. And today, the webinar is very special because I'm sure a lot of people are there sitting at home and the businesses are affected and they want some expert advice on, in this particular scenario, how can we make our business more effective. Also, we're going to talk to our experts today. The experts are really incredible in their field, and they have chosen to remove that precious time to give us that valuable information which we are looking for. So, without wasting any more time, I'm going to introduce our first guest for today. Our guest for today, he is okay. I want to start with telling you something about his background. He started from Mumbai, door-to-door sales of Eureka Forks. So people who are in Mumbai, they know what is Eureka Forks. And then he came to Dubai when he was just 21 years old. And now, 25 years down the line, he is the managing director of Danube Group. He's really passionate about cricket. That has led him to own and mentor three teams. He's also the mentor for the most successful indoor cricket team. He's mentoring the most successful outdoor cricket team. He is also mentoring the team Abu Dhabi T10, and he's the owner of Delhi Bulls. So I would like to welcome Mr. Aziz Sajan. Okay. Meanwhile, till we see that Mr. Anis is back with us, we're going to move ahead and we're going to introduce our next guest speaker for today. Our next person, he is the CEO of Barbhaya Group. He owns a gym. He owns a car accessories, car wrapping company. He's a social media influencer. He's extremely soft-spoken. He has got amazing PR skills. So please help me welcome Mr. Aziz Barbhaya.
Assalamu alaikum, Yusuf. How are you?
Mr. Aziz, it's great to have you here today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be there with you and talk to you. Yeah, go on, Yusuf. How's life?
Life is good. Life is always good. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to shoot some more questions to you. But before that, I would love to introduce our third guest speaker for today. And I get back to you, Mr. Aziz.
Yeah, thank you.
So our third speaker for today, he is a serial entrepreneur. He's a founder and CEO of Vision Technologies. He's a business and information technology expert. There were two people. They came in Dubai in 2003, and they started. One was heading the trading, and one was heading the corporate. In 16 years, he covered up to 13 countries. He has diversification in many business. He has got a media marketing, Silver Pictures advertising, Ala printing press, lead technology, Vacalicious e-commerce retail platform, Brooks Management Consultancy and Audit. He is into everything. You give him something, he can sell it for you. He can make it really big. And the best part about him is he is passionate about cooking. So please help me welcome Mr. Aliasgar Dohadwala.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum, and good afternoon.
Ms. Ali, how are you today?
Fantastic. Thank you, Yusuf. Thank you for a lovely introduction. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to everybody in your team and the rest of the world.
Thank you so much. Mr. Ali, I have a series of questions for you too. But before that, I want to start with talking to Mr. Aziz.
Yeah, Yusuf. Hi, Ali. How are you?
Hi, Aziz. Looking cool, eh?
Yeah, thanks, man. You got to be changed now, Things are changed, We need to change.
Mr. Aziz, I have a question for you.
Yeah, go on, Yusuf.
Mr. Aziz, you have got a lot of businesses, okay? And
Alhamdulillah.
in this time where you cannot step out of your house or you have got limited time where you need to do all your business activities, how are you managing? What positive changes you have made in your company right now?
At the moment, I'm focusing on the time management skills. Yeah. And so earlier we had 24 hours to work. We had a lot of free time to cope up with it. But now the 24 hours that we just have 4 hours to work and get things done. So yeah, time management is really important at the moment to how to get things done at the most highest pace of work in the short period of time. I've done a lot of changes in my business approaches by social media, going online and approaching to the clients. It's making a lot of difference. It's bringing a lot of business in positively.
Excellent, excellent. We have Mr. Anis back with us. Mr. Anis, sorry for the technical difficulties. Can you hear me right now?
Yes. Thank you once again for having me on board. Appreciate the good work you guys have been doing, and hello to my other two colleagues too.
Hi, Anis bhai. Good to see you.
Mr. Anis, can I ask you a few questions, please?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. If you remember, you were in Kuwait when the Gulf War happened, and then you came to Dubai, and now it's this COVID-19. So don't you think it's a similar situation? Because even that time there was a lockdown, and right now there's a lockdown. Can you please help me correlate the both? Mr. Anis, can you hear me?
When I was only rather 18 years old, and today when I see this COVID, which has taken the world storm, it's quite similar. The only difference was that was also a risk. This is also a risk. But the difference between two is that was man-made, where Saddam Hussein had invaded. Here, this is a virus which has come out of the blue. From God alone knows where it has come. But having said that, we need to fight it out and stay in the present and not sitting at home all the time saying that no, there's a war or there is a virus or there is fear that I might get caught in the virus. You need to fight it out.
Excellent, excellent. My next question is for Mr. Aliasgar. Mr. Aliasgar, how have you used this COVID-19 to your advantage?
One thing that I would like to add to Anis' point is the situation that we are in right now is creating more empathy. So how is the advantage happening? Businesses, okay, you're looking at. I come from a technology background, so suddenly there's a surge of need in terms of how to still survive. So customers do come to us, people do come to us, family comes to us, asking how do I still go and access information? How do I go still access, what I need, what my customers need, what the audience need? So we are kind of busy. There's a greener side, fortunately, alhamdulillah. I'm not saying that there are consequences as well, but then the greener side is that we are more busy than we should. So rather than we being on the field showing our faces, we are more busy, in terms of sitting from the behind and making the show happen. Yeah, so there are a lot of advantages to this, but I still hope that this ends sooner than it should.
Okay, great. My next question is again for Mr. Anis. Mr. Anis?
Yes.
While we are having the technical difficulty,
yes,
working in Mumbai in the Eureka Folks. Back in those days, you were doing the door-to-door sales, and I believe that whoever can do the door-to-door sales, that person can, do anything in life. So would you like to brief us about your take on that?
Oh, yes, very much. To be very honest, Eureka Forbes taught me the art of rejection. When I say taught me the art of rejection, as we used to go door to door, ring the bell of every residence, and try and sell a water purifier, that is the AquaGuard during those days. So I remember most of the time, the moment you ring the bell, the door used to be slammed on your face, and you used to be disappointed. But having said that, it used to make you a tough nut or a hard nut. Because if you ring 100 doors in a day, probably one or two customers might let you in. But that's what, as I said, it made you tough. It made you how to accept rejection. I mean, you try and you succeed. And Eureka Forbes were a wonderful experience. And having come out from that company, I can say that I can accept any rejection in life and probably try another time to succeed.
Excellent. So basically from Eureka Forbes to your company listed in Forbes magazine. So your journey is for 25 years. It's precisely what people can have a look at it and get inspired from. But having said that, you say that you knocked to 100 doors and 2 doors used to be your success. So that is the amount of doors you used to knock. So don't you think that was a number game for you?
See, we had to get one sale in a day. I'm talking about 1991, when we had to a day. At that time, the AquaGuard used to cost 3,800, quite a lot. But after knocking 100 doors, sometimes you would not even get one sale. Okay. So you had to be. For me, I would say I was a bit lucky because I was working in, which was Worli Sea Face, so where the customers had to pay probably for the water purifier, and water purifier was already sold. So I would say luck was on my side. He said that you needed a little bit of hard work.
Excellent. Excellent. Mr. Aziz, I'm going to come back to you with more questions. Now, my next question is for Mr. Aziz. Mr. Aziz, what do you think about the role of digital marketing in your business right now? How has it helped you in getting the news customers? Because your salesmen are not able to go out, they are not able to meet anybody, they are not able to organize any meetings. So how have you tackled that problem?
See, I would say the digital marketing media is the most important platform at the moment to generate business and to be recognized in the market. People will start getting to know what exactly your company is all about. Yeah, so you have a lot of restrictions to go and meet people because the social distancing is stopping people to meet up and get business and keep going stronger. I would advise that you should be, of course, the Media Maverick does a great job for us. We really appreciate that the new business Foilers is really making wonders because of Media Mavericks. The skills of making the media go stronger for us. To get the leads and to introduce our product and what we do to the market and to the people around the world. It's very important, and more important, it's that we need to have the right company, the experience in the most famous company, which is qualified with the best staff for the media front. Freelancing people are not going to deliver that for sure. I've burnt a lot of hands in the past. I can't make that mistake. Now I have you people on board, so yeah, thank you so much. It makes a huge difference to us. Appreciate that.
So you mean to say that when you work with an agency, it does give you a lot of confidence and does give you your results which you're expecting?
Definitely. There's no doubt about it. It makes a huge difference in it. The business has totally changed for us. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. My next question is for Mr. Aliasgar. Mr. Aliasgar, I want you to listen to my question very carefully because it's really going to help a lot of business owners out there right now. Okay? And also I'm requesting all the viewers right now, please stick to the end because we have got a series of questions lined up for our speakers. They're going to share the experience, so please don't switch off. Please don't leave. Be there because you don't know which question is going to help you. So now we're going to talk about this particular question with Mr. Aliasgar. Mr. Aliasgar, now what has happened, like the business is low. People are not able to generate any sales. So what they are doing is they're diverting. Either temporarily, they're getting into the selling of masks and hand sanitizers and they're selling gloves. Or there is another set of business which is long-term, that is an online business or retail or e-commerce. So what do you recommend for businesses? What kind of business should focus temporarily on this kind of businesses and what kind of businesses should focus on long-time online platform?
So your question is actually, it's two questions. one question is like, okay, in a current situation, okay, how do you fix your revenue problem? How do you generate revenue? How do you keep your business afloat, your expenses taken care of? So when you say people are selling masks, sanitizers, they're doing whatever it can, there's no shame in saying that we are also one of them, right? So we've put a technology called thermal cameras. Okay, we've put the technology in these kind of chambers, and along with the sanitizers, we are selling it as a solution. We're doing that already. The second part of their question is the e-commerce. Okay, now if you see, it has already been declared that Amazon is going to be the first trillionaire. Yeah? Jeff himself is going to be the first trillionaire, and then followed by the immediate name as the Ambanis. Why is because of the amount of e-commerce platform reach that has suddenly become possible. So people yesterday who were lazy or who were worried about the quality of the product or the consistency of the product of buying online, now that mentality has changed. They go, they buy, okay, and the e-commerce platforms are still giving them the option of return back, money back policies, quality, warranty, support, services, whatever they want. So yes, for those businesses who have not thought about going online, who have not thought about digitizing their business models, they should really consider that, because eventually we are not talking about replacing people. We are just talking about adopting a technology. Okay, if yesterday you were driving a two-seater with three people on it, you would find the comfort of a four-seater with three people in it is the same thing happening here. So yes, e-commerce will drive. E-commerce is the next best thing, and along with that, there's a lot of add-on you can do. It gives you more convenience to explore your product line, your service line, businesses. Yes, e-commerce is the way ahead.
Okay, you have already answered the question. Now, e-commerce part you have already answered, and we are going to talk about the security about the e-commerce, and I'm going to come back to you on that. I have a question for Mr. Aziz. Mr. Aziz, at a very, at your age, you have pretty much achieved everything. Okay, what a normal average person dreams of achieving in his life. Okay, what is it that Mr. Aziz still wants to achieve, and where do you see yourself after the next 5 years? Mr. Aziz, your voice is you're mute on your mic, please. Your voice is mute. Yeah, now I can hear you.
Like you mentioned that, Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Almighty, probably have achieved success. But as they say that sky is the limit, you've got to keep striving more and more. Like, who had thought that COVID would come in this part of the world, and we probably would be facing the toughest situation of our life. So when you say that what I want to achieve, probably 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, today, Alhamdulillah, can you be the household name? But to maintain that is the most important thing. And that is going to be our biggest challenge, whether it is COVID or after COVID. Because making a business or building a business probably is very important, but sustaining it is the most important thing. And I would say that with the help of the right team that I have in Danube and the right staff, Alhamdulillah, we are on the right track, and we hope that my son and the future generation will take it over and make sure that Danube maintains right on top.
And sir, what is the secret for your fitness? At this age, you look, mashallah, alhamdulillah, very fit.
Well, I'll be very honest. Thanks to yoga. For me, yoga is my life. I do not leave my house unless I practice yoga for almost 90 minutes. Yoga is something which has made me grow younger by the day, because it makes you mentally strong. It keeps you in shape. That means physically you become also fit. And also, when you do meditation, you are able to focus more. So I know when I started doing yoga, the word name yoga sounded quite boring. But once you start reaping benefits, you realize that you don't get a stomach, you are physically fit, and as I said, you become more sharp and more focused.
Excellent. I'm going to add something with Mr. Aziz. Mr. Aziz himself is a fitness freak. He's a fitness expert also. And one interesting thing Mr. Aziz has done is he has opened a gym. He opens businesses to do PR. He is very strong in his PR skills. Mr. Aziz, can you just share your experience on that?
Yeah, so I started the gym about, say, 5-6 years back. and that was because I work out 2 hours a day. And the gym I was working out, I wasn't happy the way it had to be, which was purely a below average gym, which was not helping build up our 2 hours of time given to the gymming. So I started a gym in Algeciras, and alhamdulillah, we got a lot of clients. We got about 2,000 clients coming in, and we were more focused on the core and the strength part of the body. Of course, yoga and stuff was happening for the ladies and stuff, but for younger generations and stuff below 30s, they need more adrenaline, the more harder part of bodybuilding and stuff like that. That's how I started gymming, and then my connections and people and PR and bodybuilders around the world who came for training at our gym. So alhamdulillah, yeah, that was a good start for the gymming and the PR front. My purpose was to. Yeah, Yusuf, go on.
I can see you're very strong in PR. You're with the cricketers, you're with the Bollywood celebrities. So and I know you are a very prominent figure in the SBD10 league that happens every year all around the world. The teams, they come in, and you are a very prominent figure who've been liaising with all the celebrities all around the world. So is that the reason why you set up these businesses to do PR?
Yes, definitely. But most important is that the fitness is life. We are so stressed and we are so tired in life. We've so lost basically that we forget about our own health. We're just seeing outside. What about the inside part of our body? Like Anis bhai said about yoga. Yoga, yes, definitely. When you cross 35, I would advise to start doing yoga, because the food what we're eating, what we are taking at the moment, the stress, that's a real bad impact to the body and to the mind. So yeah, the fitness it's the most important thing in life at the moment.
Okay, there's a question from Mr. Abdul Qadir. Mr. Anis, being in the construction line, how do you cope up with the present situation? Would you like to answer that question, Mr. Anis?
Fortunately enough, I would say that the construction line is still on even in this COVID period. The construction is going on, and we being in the building material supplies, we are able to supply the building material products. So, as I said, there are a lot of segments which are not able to function at all because of the COVID. But being in this construction line and building material line, we have been lucky enough and are able to supply the material what is required for the market. Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfectly. Please go on.
We are able to continue our business. Okay, the business definitely has come down because the demand is a bit less. But having said that, I can't complain. Alhamdulillah, by the grace of God, we have been doing quite well even in this tough period of COVID. There is market, and if there is a will, there is a way.
Mr. Anis, we have been constantly flooded with live comments where people are amazed by the trophies behind you, and they are asking questions. I'm going to come back to those trophies again. Meanwhile, I want to ask a question to Mr. Aliasgar. Mr. Aliasgar, very important question: security. I want you to talk about the online security, please. As you being a technology expert, how much does the technology, the security part plays in the online business?
It's basically a chicken and the egg situation, right?
Okay.
So you should have it, you want to have it, and you may not have it even though you have it. So the definition has changed. Right now, what is happening is everybody started moving online as a platform. If you see the students are online, if you see the healthcare is online, if you see supply is online, distribution is online, even charity is online. So what is the oil? Right now, I don't want to hurt the sentiments of the crude oil buyers. I'm talking about the real oil, which is data, which is the information, and that is what people are behind. What is making Facebook or Amazon or any online portal right now big is the online data acquisition. But what do we want to do with it? We want to secure it, right? Yeah. So the definition of a general person understanding security is having an antivirus on a device. It has gone beyond that. So the definition has changed. It's not antivirus anymore. Okay. Depending on the organization, depending on the size and the structure of the data that an organization holds. Okay, so security also varies. You have a lot of and it is very critical right now. So you're talking about assessing the basics infrastructure that you're invested on. So say for example, if you talk about you're using servers, you're using to connect remotely to your tally accounting tool, which is the most common tool in the trading community. Okay, but are you sure that whenever you're accessing, somebody else is not seeing the data? Do you want somebody to see your receivables at this point of time when you're not able to access your own data? Exactly. When you say no, are you secured enough? If you have outsourced that information to somebody else, are you sure that that person is not looking at it? So security is a very vast, very wide subject, Yusuf, and you would need an expert to come and comment on it rather than you just choosing a product by its price. It does not carry a face value anymore.
Okay, so basically, in short, you're trying to say that we buy an antivirus software, we put it in the laptops, in our phones, and all, and we think we are secure. So that is not enough.
No.
Okay, got your point. We have a live caller. We're gonna take that live caller now. Let's see who that live caller is for. Okay, we have Mr. Mohammed Akbar. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I have a question for Mr. Aziz.
Yeah, Muhammad Akbar, how are you? How's
Yes,
family?
I'm
Good?
How are you, sir? How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Alhamdulillah. Tell me,
I just
brother.
want to ask a smaller question. Like right now in quarantine, the gyms are closed in current situations. Okay,
Yeah.
and it must be like it's too much tough for the people who are gym freak or fitness freak. So how are you staying fit nowadays?
See, there's a lot of prayers in Ramzan. Alhamdulillah, the namazes keeps us fit all the time. So many prayers, so many namaz that keeps us going. It's like an exercise for us. I eat a lot of healthy stuff. I avoid iftari at all. I don't have iftari at all. I just have a juice and that's it. I do a walking. I do a lot of stretching. I just try to keep myself focused and balanced at the moment whatever I am. I don't want to put on and I don't want to be out of shape. That's more important for now. Because this situation we can't go out. Rather be whatever we are, just be maintained and be happy with it. That's my advice to you. Just do a little bit exercise, a little jumping jacks, a little push-ups, pull-ups, yeah, a meditation, and a little bit of stretch is more important because you're lying all the time on the chair and doing your work, which is bringing in a lot of lumps in your body, and it's making it uneasy to be easy. So I would advise you to do that and eat here healthy. That's it.
He's right. I have. It just reminded me of something. I was going through your profile and I see you also have. You have association with film celebrities, cricket. You yourself own a lot of cricket teams, so you mentor those teams. You have likes of Mr. Sehwag, then Ewan Morgan. We can have it. We can see it on the screen that you're with Mr. Karan Johar. Then you're with Sheikh Hamdan, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan. Oh, this is Indian team. So now my question is like, what led to your passion for cricket, particularly?
Well, there's no secret. Any Indian who's there follows cricket, and I was one of the fortunate one to live my passion. See, when India won the World Cup in '83, India went crazy. I will say everybody was only talking about cricket, and until today, they all ask when is the IPL going to start. They don't say when is the COVID going to end. That's how India follows cricket. Having said that, I was lucky enough probably to have a team here. First, it was the indoor team which I started. Then it began with the outdoor team, and then I had the franchise cricket. So as I said, a lot of people have the passion. I was lucky enough to live my passion. Thanks to my brother who made me live my passion. Okay, I had to sacrifice my work. My brother always says that if I had put in a little more extra effort, probably as I put in cricket for work, probably Danube would have got one notch higher. That's the way I am. Cricket is my first love and I cannot avoid it.
And I also know that you're a cricket expert. You write a lot of blogs. You speak on FM. You speak on television channels, and a lot of comments live. People are commenting about the trophies behind you. So, can we say that Mr. Anis, he puts his hand in anything and he takes it to a different level, and he's always successful? What is your formula for success? If I ask you,
I have always believed victory today is history tomorrow. And for me, every victory which I've had, I put it behind the back doors. And for me, the defeats matters the most. So it's like you learn from your defeat. So if you have won something, you don't sit on your laurels and you try and win more. So the trophies what I've got is thanks to the wonderful team which I've had. But it is important that to motivate them to go on winning. Because if you sit over it, the other team might probably take it over you. And one of the reasons for the success for my team to do well is that the boys and the focus of everybody was there from the start till the end. They never gave up.
Okay, so it's basically the team is as good as the leader. We're going to take a new live caller, and let's see who that question is going to be diverted to. So we have Mr. Saif right now. Hello, Mr. Saif, how are you? Hello, Mr. Saif, can you hear us? Hello?
Hi everyone.
Hi.
I have a question with Mr. Aliasgar.
Okay.
The question is, have you?
Okay, we're having technical difficulties. We're going to move on with our questions. Ms. Ali, I'm going to talk about okay, how secure it is to outsource your security of your company with the current personal data breached. Is it safe? Ms. Ali, can you answer this question of Mr. Abdul Qadir right now?
There's again, there's a way of looking at, what do you mean by outsourcing security? So everything has moved on cloud. So if particularly a customer or his information or your data is on cloud, okay, so the security also stands in that manner, okay, and then you have information which sits on your premise, on your infrastructure, right, and your users are remotely. So the information security depends on what kind of a platform you have put that information on. So if you're giving him only access, then you have to secure the access. If you're giving him the information, then you have to secure the information. So yes, I mean, when you say outsource, a company would need our services in terms of assessing that whatever they have chosen to deploy, is that good enough for them? Is that a good fit as a solution? So say, for example, you have an antivirus, you have a firewall sitting in your premises, okay, and still you get hacked. Okay, so ransomware, very simple. I mean, everybody knows ransomware. Okay, even my 6-year-old knows ransomware, right? So ransomware is something that, immediately your data is locked and then you're left with nothing. You had everything. You had all the antiviruses installed, you had all the OTPs and all measures taken care of, plus you had firewalls, multiple layers, but still you got hacked. Why? This is where, somebody like us would come, send experts, tell you that where it went wrong, who did it. Even to that level we can go, who did it. So yeah, security is right now vital. And when you say outsourcing, you need to make sure that the company's background, who you're going to use for it for. Yes. Yes, of course. Yes, artificial intelligence is the in thing. I mean, right now as we speak, the platform that we're using is intelligent enough. Okay, if you club that with a reporting tool or an infographic tool, it will tell you everything. It will tell you the IPs of whoever is connected, from where they are connecting, which country, which city. They will tell us, what is the, if they have put more information on the digital media, you can take a digital footprint and check what is the age, what is the gender of the user, what are his likes, dislikes. Yes, artificial intelligence. I just want to add one point here to the audience, and to everyone, that please don't think that artificial intelligence is to replace human beings. This is a general perspective. Okay, it is to improve the efficiency of a process. You are trying to use human intelligence to a better level, right? So say, for example, if I take again Mr. Ani's Danube group for an example, right? They're into construction business, they're into real estate. Okay, what is their core expertise? Their expertise is to build, good infrastructure for their customers, design better living environment for their customers. Yes, who you need for this? You need good minds for this. But the calculation that happens behind it, of how much cubic meter of what particular material is needed, why do you want people to sit on calculators and draft your drawings and do that? a particular intelligent application can do that for you. It's very simple. Or any business, So this is what it means. So artificial intelligence is where you're trying to create a mundane process, okay, into a more efficient process and try to live up to better expectations of human intelligence.
Okay, fine. Mr. Aziz, Mr. Aziz, I have a question for you. I remember you were mentioning that. Firstly, your mic is mute. Yeah, Mr. Aziz, I remember you mentioned that you would prefer to work with an agency rather than working with freelancers. And often we have faced what happens is like we being in a media agency, okay, we approach clients and they come up, they see our proposals, and then they choose to go with a freelancer. Then after 3 months or 6 months, they come back to us saying that we are not happy with the services, because major one reason why they don't feel comfortable with the freelancers because they feel that they are not accountable and the agency is accountable. So can you just share one of your experience in that aspect?
Yes, so in my experience, I would say that the budget is the most important thing. Why people are going with freelancers is for sure for the budget.
Okay.
And this is the most important thing. Your online marketing is the most important tool for your business to be reaching to the people, to the end users, to get to know what you are in the right way. If the online marketing is not done properly by example, a freelancer, that's going to be a big loss for me. So all my budget and all my expenses and everything is doubling up. It doesn't make sense. So I've burnt in my previous businesses, I've burnt my hands in that. And I wouldn't advise anybody to get into a freelancing one. Agencies are very, very important to be looked into a proper agency, the owner, the company staff, how skillful, how well known they are. Like I said, why am I sticking on to Media Maverick today? Because they deliver me what I need. In fact, more than what I need. And that's the success for my business to be number one in Dubai for today is right. Alhamdulillah. So even COVID doesn't stop me from that. So I appreciate that this is most important. I appreciate you people and the team, what you people are working for.
No, I really want to thank you that you're coming online platform and you're talking about us, and it really means a lot to me. Mr. Anis,
that's a fact, Yusuf. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Anis, a very interesting question I have for you. Your relationship with your brother, how? Because you know what, if you have a kind of relationship which we see on screen, I have seen you on interviews, I've seen you in award ceremonies. You both are always together. What is the secret behind this relationship?
Well, Yusuf, for Rizwan Bhai and for myself, it's never me, it's always been we. See, when I lost my dad, I was only 8 years old and he was 16 years. And at that time, probably I did not even shed tears because I never knew what is life and death. At that time, my brother held my hand. Until today, he takes care of me like a son. I'm not a younger brother to him, but a son. And when somebody gives you so much of love, you're bound to reciprocate. And Alhamdulillah, so far, the same culture has been given to our kids. My nephew and my two sons, Azhar and Sahil, they're also very, very well bonded. So in business, especially in tough times, if you are together, you're definitely able to fight it out. And for me, whatever I am today, my identity is my brother Rizwan Sajan, and I don't feel shy at all if somebody says that there goes Rizwan Sajan's brother, because he's the face of me.
Okay. I've also checked a few of your interviews, and you keep mentioning about leadership, the importance of leadership. Okay, now my question is, I'm going to put it in words like, you think the leadership, a person is born with leadership, or a leadership is a quality that can be acquired with experience and knowledge? I think we are experiencing technical difficulties again. I'm going to put that question back again to Mr. Anis once he's back. Mr. Aliasgar.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to take you away from technology for a while, and I'm going to ask you a very tricky question. You have put your hands in almost all kind of business. You know, I've introduced you that you have got series of business and you've got a lot of investments. You are passionate about cooking. Why not open a restaurant yet?
Okay, that is a really tricky question. So that must have crossed my mind maybe, I don't know, 10 times. Every year I think of exploring something, but so yeah, I love cooking. I mean, I started cooking at a very younger age. I had this passion of replicating, dishes that I was not able to afford at that point of time. So that's how it all started. And today I'm good at copycatting. So basically, I can follow a recipe very well. So I keep trying, and I keep a lot of. So I don't touch the typical, dal chawal recipes at my place. I do most of continental, which my family wouldn't otherwise, want to experience. And we do it better. We do it with a twist. So yes, I do enjoy cooking. I spend my time. It takes away my stress. It's kind of a stress buster for me. Plus, it helps me engage my kids when we're doing it. But on the other end, opening up a restaurant, so we have some challenges. The biggest challenge that I saw in opening up a food outlet or a restaurant is food wastage. So there's no guarantee that you will not be able to, waste food when you do that. So either I should explore fine dining, where you go by the grams, right, and you know exactly. So if you have audience like Aziz and Anis coming, then it makes sense because they are very sure about the number of grams they want to have, and I'm sure they will not leave something behind. So yes, it's on the cards, but it's going to come a little later. I think that some passion need a lot of diligence and time, and I would love to look into it someday. Yes, thank you for asking, Yusuf. So it's a beautiful
Okay.
question.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Anis, I was asking this question that leadership, can it be learned, or a person is born with that leadership skills?
Well, there are two school of thoughts. I'd go in the second school of thought where yes, the leadership can be learned, because there are a few leaders who are born leaders. But I have always believed that every time you learn something new. So there's not, if you see somebody doing good in any fraternity, whether it is a building material or the IT segment or any segment, you can take a leaf out of it and you see how this people have grown or how they have succeeded. So I've always believed that you learn every day something new, and leadership is always evolved, and you come out with new ideas only with experience. Time teaches you.
Right. So I guess the question has been answered to a lot of audience people watching us right now. Okay, now I have a very common question between Mr. Anis and Mr. Aziz. I had done some background search about you both, and I came to know that you both are in love with the city of Dubai. So first, Mr. Aziz, would you like to say about this city, please?
Yusuf, I missed you out. I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat, please?
My question was that I did some background search and I came to know that you are in love with the city of Dubai. You're really passionate about the leaders. You're really passionate about the people of Dubai. Please talk about it.
Oh, amazing. I have multicultural people, amazing people, different nationalities. I love to meet different people, different thoughts, different temperature. It's like, I mean, if I'm meeting Indian, it's going to be a different kind of Indian from different cities. It's going to be a different, because once they come back in Dubai, their whole behavior, the way they are living, this completely changed. Sometimes it's doubtful to understand, are they Indian or what? So yes, a multicultural land with different people, personalities and nationalities is amazing to meet them and to get to know better. And I learn every time I meet, I learn something new from somebody. And that's a real good advantage towards this,
And Mr. Ali, same question to you.
Well, the more I say of Dubai, it's going to be less. I still remember when I first landed here in 1992. The first thing my brother took me was to Kamat restaurant in Karama, for me to feel the experience of Dubai. The reason, because when I was in Kuwait for almost 8 months, I never liked Kuwait one bit, with due respect to Kuwait. But when I came to Dubai, the immigration officer at the counter greeted me, "Kaisa hai?" That itself made me feel at home. You see, in Dubai, you have everything. If you want to work, you can work. You want to go to a club, there's clubbing. You want to go to a mosque, there is mosque. You want to go to a mandir, there is mandir. There is cinema. So Dubai has provided with us all the amenities, and the very important thing is the safest place in the world. The more you travel, or the more you go anywhere in the world, there cannot be a safer place than Dubai. And I doubt that anybody who are in the guest panel will disagree to it that Dubai is one of the safest places. And even in this COVID situation, you have seen how the leaders have handled the whole scenario and how Dubai is slowly and gradually coming out of it.
Correct, correct. So they are doing in a very strategic, planned way, where they are taking the safety precautions, keeping it a priority. At the same time, they're allowing the business owners also to do business within the safety procedure measures.
But Anish bhai, one more thing. Like you said, different things. But there's no hindrance in the different things. People don't stop you. If like you said, somebody wants to go for parties, somebody wants to go to mandir, somebody wants to go to church, and everything is it's like one unity, united UAE. You know, the culture is like one. Amazing it is. We never feel that you're insecure, or we never feel that something would be wrong if we get into that. No, we're really safe in that front. Yeah.
Interesting. So I want to take some live questions that has been popping up. So let me just look into it and say, okay, there is one person said, Kuch bhi. What do you think about investment in property in India after COVID? Mr. Aziz, would you like to answer this question, please?
The question, I believe, was that what about investment of property in India?
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Well, investment in any country, whether it is India or Dubai, is always good when the market is low. So today the sentiments are low, and in fact, after the demonetization in India, the sentiments of properties have gone down. And today with the COVID, it's further gone down. So I believe it's the right time. If you have the funds and you have the money to invest in the property and you are getting a good deal, you should go for it.
Good, good. There is a question from Mr. Varadraj Iyer, and that question is for Mr. Aliasgar. Budget being constant at this current situation, will IT technology projects or refresh projects be executed within the client's budget?
Sorry, Yusuf, I can't hear you.
Sorry, my mic was mute. There's a question from Mr. Varadraj Iyer. It says, budget being constant at this current situation, will IT projects or refresh projects be executed within the client's budget? Will the quality drop? That's a question from Mr. Ali.
Well, actually, it's the customer who has to actually make the choice. So basically, yes, we have customers who are coming with already projects on their plans, on their cards, and asking us to now, look at a differential strategy. So basically, either they want to cut down on the volume of the project, or look for an alternate product which is not up speed and uptime, or can accommodate the current simple requirement. So basically, somebody who was looking at a staff of 500 for a particular solution will now start looking at a staff of 200 for a particular solution, and then scale it at a later stage in time. So yes, there are conscious cut downs on the budget. There are conscious cut downs on the method of approach towards the turnkey projects. But alternately, what must be happening is the services chart must be getting better. So the quality of service is actually what makes your project more defined. So if you're only focusing on infrastructure at this point of time, maybe we're taking a hard push. But if you're focusing also on giving customers that added value in terms of consulting him to the right project, infrastructure, consulting him to the right project services scope, then yes, the customer would love to stay with you and go forward. Yes.
Thank you so much for that answer.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to take our last question for today because we have gone past our decided time. My next question is from an account called Mark Traders, and that's for Mr. Anis. Mr. Anis, the question says, we saw an article in Gulf News, Danube declaring no job lost, no salary cut for employee. So Danube has set examples how to sustain COVID-19. Share your thoughts about the same.
Well, you see, so far, whatever we have built in this last 27 years is thanks to this wonderful team or the staff what we have. So there's no question about we laying off any people. Now, as for the salary cuts are concerned, so far, we are even able to sustain it. But if the COVID continues where we have to probably have restricted hours, or we probably have to have limited number of hours.
Think about a little bit of reduction in the salary cuts. There's a disturbance.
Just a disturbance. Yeah. Mr. Anis, your mic was mute. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as I was mentioning, I'll probably repeat what I said. That
Please.
Today, whatever Danube has built in the last 27 years is because of this wonderful staff. So it wouldn't be fair on our part to lay off people in this tough time. So we have decided, as my brother had declared in a month ago, that we are going to continue with the staff and not lay off anybody. Alhamdulillah, so far we are fine and we've been doing well. Can't complain.
Fine. So we reached end of the show, and there is one request which I want to make to Mr. Anis, and I hope he's gonna listen to my request. There was a movie called Rais by Mr. Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, and he has a dialogue on business, and I would love to listen to that dialogue from you. And that's my personal request, please.
All right. अम्मी जान कहती है कोई भी धंधा छोटा नहीं होता और धंधे से बड़ा कोई धर्म नहीं होता.
Excellent.
I think
Thank
the
you so much,
message is it all.
Thank you, Mr. Anis. I would like to thank
Thank
Mr.
you
Anis.
guys.
I would like to thank Mr. Aziz. I would like to thank Mr. Aliasgar for giving me your valuable time. I understand we are working on very short hours, and you still chose to come and share your valuable experience with all our audience.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you
Wonderful
so
audience.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Pleasure.
Nice meeting you, Aziz. Nice meeting you, Mr. Ali. Thank you so much.
Same here. Same here. Anis bhai, Ali bhai, and Yusuf bhai, thank you so much. Stay safe and God bless all.
And Media Maverick has done a
Thank you,
fantastic. Really like this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yusuf.
Thank
Thank you, Mr. Anis. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Allah
Mashallah.
Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum.
Mashallah.
Are you a startup? Good luck with that. Startups are all about networking and finding solutions. Did you think it was all fun and games? But wait, we have the right solution to your problem. Every startup needs a solid brand launch and marketing strategy. We have ideas that will help your business grow. Identify and engage with your audience. Give them what they need. Find the right team with the right expertise and talent to execute the job fast. Enter Media Mavericks, a group that is dedicated to making your brand work. Whether it takes them to skydive from the Burj, swim through the shark-infested Atlantis waters, drift through the hot Dubai desert, or go find the perfect shawarma, their dedication cannot be compared. They will thoroughly identify your needs and give you out-of-the-box solutions using creative approaches, crazy motion graphics, creative designing, and beautifully shot videos. You name it, they have it. After all, your business needs to be loved and recognized and considered the best from the rest. Contact Media Mavericks now and see your startup transform into a success story. At this point, we don't think you need any more convincing.